Hello. I was impressed by this article here in the Daily Telegraph. It's an article by Anna Wharton, and the headline is, as you see, I let my daughter wear Modesty shorts to school and then I realised the damage they do. The upshot of the article is as follows. It was a mixed primary school and the boys thought it was pretty cool to run around the playground lifting the girls' skirts. Wharton thinks it had to do with the curiosity of the boys. Here's her quote: "Are they going to allow them," that is the boys, "to ascend to secondary school with this sense that girls' bodies exist for their curiosity alone?" And I don't think it was curiosity myself. I think it was a bullying tactic. And I think it was a bullying tactic that school children have learnt from some sort of outside source, or because they've been allowed to by school too afraid to correct them. And I'm sorry to say, I think that outside source would have to have been Islam. My 3 boys went to a mixed primary school between 20 and 30 years ago. And if any one of them had been caught trying to lift a girl's skirt, in the playground, they'd have been out of that school so fast there would have been scorch marks on the tiles in the entrance hall. And also I would have been told in no uncertain terms to get that kid some sort of psychiatric attention. The fact that it's now accepted with resignation says that something has changed in the attitudes of the schools, and in such small increments that even the teachers didn't notice it. And I'm going to quote here a common meme from an Islamic source. You see it all over the internet. Just type in hijab and candy or lollipop or something, and this will turn up. This is frequently cited. The idea is that if you have a candy and it's wrapped, it doesn't attract flies, but if it's unwrapped, it gets flies all the way around it. In other words, the flies can't help themselves and the candy just has to wrap itself up. Now, I know there are Muslim feminists and they say that this is a wrong meme, but the fact is it is all over the Muslim world. So whether the occasional feminist thinks it's wrong or not is immaterial to the general cultural landscape that has been created by Islam at the moment. And I do keep saying, I always accept from this the Ahmadis and the Ismailis and even the Tatars, although they're not a thing in Britain. They're perfectly able to assimilate or integrate is the word, into host societies in Europe. But Sunnis and Shiites those 2 branches and the dominant branches of the religion are actually going mad right now. But they're the ones who are driving the tank, so to speak. And the problem is it doesn't take many actual Muslim students in a school to change the curriculum, and it's not necessarily the kids themselves either. Some of you will remember the video I made about the school in Batley, where the subject of Muhammad and censorship shut the school down, and perhaps one of the kids told his or her parents, but the fact is a whole group of non-parents turned up outside that school and besieged it. And so the curriculum of the school has now been changed. The headmaster apologised abjectly, and there'll be a lot more quiet in class about offending Islam, bit by bit. I told you, tiny increments. And When Miss Wharton, back to the article, spoke to the school about the assaults being suffered by the girls, the answer she got was that the girls should wear cycling shorts. Now, that is not the sort of attitude I just said that would have happened 20 or 30 years ago. The boys should be controlling themselves, not the girls covering up. And when all the girls are wearing cycling shorts, what do you do then? Because the boys are still going to do it. Yeah, you're going to say, no, now the girls have to wear trousers. It's the one who wear trousers that won't get interfered with. And then when they start doing other things, so you tell the girls to wear more clothes. You know, it never ends. And of course, it ends in not the hijab, but it ends in the full sheet, whatever that's called. So anyway, Miss Wharton got her daughter a pair of cycling shorts, and then she realised how bad it was. She spoke to the school principal about it, and when she got no suitable answer, she took her daughter out of school and put her in another one. Now, that woman is a journalist. It's not always safe to make the assumption that being a journalist, she's educated and literate, but let's say she is. Also, I mean, from the article, that's an educated and literate article, so I'm assuming that. Let's also say that she has an income that gives her a certain amount of freedom of action. She may not regard herself as wealthy, but she's almost certainly in the better off bracket. But there are many parents not in that happy position. They just have to stick with what's available because they need the school so that they can go to work to put food on the table. And so this is the issue I have with Miss Wharton. She's made a good point about her own political correctness and standing up for feminism and all of that. But the most important thing she could have said, well, she didn't say it, did she? Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and T-shirts come in the Grannyopteryx design or Grambo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.grannyopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.